What's good, everybody?
Yo,
Yo,
yo, yo.
yo, what's good?
Chillin'. Yo, yo, yo.
God, if you break down this shit,
Yo.
it's been a long day.
Yeah.
How you been?
I'm good. I'm chilling, man. Just taking it easy for the weekend, you know?
Right.
Yes, it was. It was a great live stream last night.
Oh, that light show is dope.
Some white bitches, head, Dukes of Hazard, all kind of shit. It was crazy.
What's up, Ronnie, Rayshawn? What's up, everybody? Thanks for also the love on the beat episode this afternoon too.
Right?
I'm gonna get y'all the Wendy Williams episode by next week.
Okay. And baseball, right? Talked about all that. Talked about all that shit.
Thanks, Q. Thanks, Ronnie.
Yeah, that was dope.
Oh, I have to watch that trailer again.
What trailer?
The Power trailer. 'Cause I know both you
Oh
and
yeah,
Ronnie.
I sent it to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Eve was pregnant.
With the white man.
Well, I mean, she's had him for a while. It's not nothing new.
I know. I'm just
That's
saying.
what they do.
You say you heard Fat Joe speaks that on the baby. I just don't know about Fat Joe.
We're
Man.
still talking about the.
It's so Tupac, the baby shit.
Oh boy.
But I can't believe it's going to be November. So
Right?
I already saw Christmas decorations and
Oh
Macy's.
Lord. Already.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
like fuck Christmas. I'm thinking about going out of town New Year's Eve. I don't know.
Yeah.
That'll be like my graduation gift for my son.
Like Fat Joe is just Fat Joe don't know what else to do because he lost the versus bad to Ja Rule and he's just saying the most stupidest shit right now.
Like you don't see Ja Rule saying shit like that.
Right. Ja Rule been quiet. He chilling.
He planning his comeback.
You know. Yeah. That'd be dope.
Meanwhile, Joe's just saying stupid shit.
Crazy. Can you give us a dope album for once in your life? You know. What's good, Moonflower?
All right. Okay. Six. Oh wow, 6 minutes. Wow. Sam said you should go to New York on New Year's Eve. I will, but New York's hella money for
If
playing.
it's I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be cold on New Year's Eve. You know.
Right?
Yes, I like Full Moon was a great album. Like that was my one of my favorite Brandy albums. Definitely.
Yeah, that was a dope album.
Yeah. We didn't do a discussion on that, right?
Nah.
Full Moon. I have not seen the new Halloween film just yet.
Halloween Kills.
Yeah. I was watching this morning. I was watching the you know they made a TV series for I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yes, and right now I'm not liking it. It's not it don't have the nostalgia of the original films for me.
Yeah, yeah, I heard it was bad.
Yeah, not just yet. I want to see how the other episodes are, but the first four episodes are not good.
That's why certain movies should not be shown.
Yeah, I agree. Don't turn it into a TV show. You know.
I'm trying to find a good horror movie to watch locally.
Have you seen Summer of Fear with Linda Blair?
What year that come out?
That was 70, I think 78.
Nah.
That was after the Exorcist success.
Mm.
It's about her and her. It's about her cousin. Her cousin comes to live with her parents because her cousin's family died in a car accident, and she suspects that her cousin is a witch.
Mm.
It's a horror film. And then there's stuff that happens. I enjoyed it though. I think that's Linda Blair's best performance after The Exorcist. You know, because she didn't do a lot of good movies after The Exorcist.
Yeah, I heard.
You know,
Mm. I'll probably check that out.
who's the funniest guys in hip hop? Flavor Flav, he's funny.
The DMX.
DMX is funny.
Yeah,
How?
his interviews.
His interviews is funny.
Yeah, like when he was clowning on Drake and then the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer shit.
Interesting.
Have you seen this movie called Prom Night?
Yes, I saw the original and I saw the reboot.
Oh, so 2008 is the reboot.
Yeah, that's the reboot. With I think Idris Elba was in that one.
Oh
He
wait,
played a
he
cop.
just ever played a cop, right?
Yeah, he played a cop. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I've seen this shit.
the original has Jamie Lee Curtis in part one,
Yeah.
and then it got bad. Well, I like part two. Hello Mary Lou, and then Mary Lou came back in part three, but after that they just totally messed up the whole franchise.
Mm. Shit, I might watch some unsung episodes until I find something to watch.
Um, Yeah, the Chucky episode came out on I think it was Wednesday. I came out.
Oh yeah, Redman, hell yeah, it's funny.
Sean Price was hilarious in his rhymes. You know, Eminem's freestyles. A lot of his early freestyles were funny too.
True.
Can I recommend you any good early 2000s R&B hip hop party albums? No, I don't like a lot of the 2000s R&B. I like the neo soul stuff like Music Soul Child and Jill Scott, but as far as like hip hop party albums, no, I didn't think there were any at all.
I'm about to go on in 5 minutes. Yeah, every time I think of those hip hop party albums, I think of like Jagged Edge and all that shit.
Well, I mean, other than Jagged Edge was great in 112. I think they were like the best groups of that for that 2000s period. But you know, just stick to like Khalees. Khalees made a lot of party
Yeah,
anthems and
yes.
Daft Punk. You know,
Yeah, Khalees, definitely.
yeah. Big Pun was funny to you? I'm not here. Big L? I don't think Big L was funny.
I thought Big L was hilarious.
You, you thought he was hilarious? Well, what?
His punchlines was like
Oh,
ball.
you talking about his punchlines made you laugh?
Yeah,
Oh, I thought you meant like his personality and stuff. Jigga that nigga? Yeah, that was a single, but there's no video for it though.
so which one?
Jigga that nigga?
They should have had a video for that.
Yeah, there's no video, but it's a single from Blueprint.
'Cause I really don't feel like that's my DVD player right now, so fuck that. Freaky Zeke was Dipset.
He was funny. Well, I mean his dancing was funny. I didn't. That's all he really did in Dipset. He was just dancing. He was the hype man for them. So 50 Cent was funny. Yeah.
Mm. Trying to trying to think. I think Stokely came out with an album recently.
Did he? I haven't heard it.
Yeah, I mean,
He has a solo album out. Moni Love. I know she's working on new music finally.
that's what's up.
Uh, it's been decades since he dropped anything. Fabulous Street Dreams. I thought that was one. Well, that's one of my favorite Fabulous albums. I definitely enjoyed that one. He had a lot of big hit singles from that.
Yeah, I never cared for that album.
Yeah.
On Fabulous.
Lot of collabs on there. Jagged Edge, Mary J. Blige, Missy's on that album. Trackmasters, Timbaland, Kanye West. I thought it was a solid album.
50 Cent, Guess Who's Back favorite mixtape? Ooh,
Um, G Unit, the God's Plan mixtape was great.
that came out '02, right?
Yeah, like 02, 03, something like that.
Lil Wayne's The Drought 3.
We haven't done any mixtape shit, right?
Only Wiz Khalifa's Cushion
Wiz
Orange
Khalifa?
Juice.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to Little Flip. Is he just disappeared? I haven't heard a Little Flip album in years. I don't know.
You seen Fear Street Part 1, 1994?
Yes. It was
But
okay. It reminded me of the American Horror Story season 1984. It reminded me of that.
is it
But
scary? Is it like gory?
it's a slasher film. It's not gory. You know, like like when they do like these retro slasher films, it all reminds me of Jason Voorhees. So that's all they're trying to do. And I watched part one and that was it. I didn't watch the other two.
Well, that says a lot.
I mean, I
All
know
right,
there's people that love the whole trilogy. I didn't bother to watch the other two.
shit. Well, I'm ready to start whenever you are.
Rhino was good. Let's go.
All right, what's up, you two? How's everyone doing this lovely Saturday morning, Friday night? It's your boy Reg in the building. I got my homeboy Tribe with me.
What up?
And today we are going to talk about one of the greatest rappers of all time, one of the influential rappers of all time.
In the NBA.
I was being sarcastic. Okay.
Right.
Let's talk about Shaquille O'Neal. And yes, for those people who are either too young to know, he did have a rap career. You know, in the '90s, like briefly in the '90s and shit. Just to let you guys know, one of the albums, like the Respect album, I can really find everything off that album, so my opinion is gonna be kind of limited based on what I heard and shit. So I know some people might be laughing, some of you might find his career funny, you know, which we're gonna talk about that shit. But yeah, man, finally gonna talk about this discography breakdown. Shaquille O'Neal. So how did you get to Shaquille O'Neal?
Basketball. It was just watching college basketball when he played at LSU and seeing him dominate at LSU. During that time, and then when he got drafted by Orlando, that's why I'm wearing an Orlando Magic hat, just for Shaq, because uh, I think they had the best teams back when he had Shaq and Penny, playing there, and he was like a definitely special. He was a force that as a sports fan we didn't see at all. Like when he came in, he was breaking backboards. I remember watching the game against the Nets when they were in Jersey at that time when he broke the backboard there. They played Phoenix. He broke the backboard there, and they had to create a whole defensive scheme around this man. The Shaq attack. That wasn't that didn't exist before him. Like they had to create a whole game plan on how to try to defend this monster in the paint, and it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? And just the way that he had that raw talent, and this is before like he actually developed a jump shot. Cause he didn't have like a hook shot or anything like that before. It was just his powerful strength in the middle, and him catching the alley oops and the dunks, and you know when they I remember when they drafted him, and the Reebok pumps came out, and I got the Reebok pumps that year. I think it was '92, and I actually had Shaq Diesel. I actually had that album, and hearing him rhyme with the Fu-Schnickens on What's Up Doc, and it was crazy, and he was just all about fun. Like he had a fun personality, and his charisma just shined, and he didn't care about what anybody thought, and he just was like big and brolic, and he just knew how to play ball, and when they got Penny Hardaway down the line, and they had a great championship team. I wish they could have did win championships with him and Penny, and Penny ended up getting hurt, and then '96 he got traded to the Lakers, and he was on the Dream Team too when they were in Atlanta, and I remember watching that press conference when he announced he was going to the Lakers. He was a free agent that year, and he came to the Lakers and he was dominant with them. Then later on they got Kobe. Rest in peace to him. The rest is history, and they had their run, and he went off to Miami, got a ring with Dwayne Wade, and every team he went on got better with him. You know what I'm saying? Like every team, whether it was the Magic, the Lakers, Miami. He went to Boston for a couple seasons, Cleveland. Wherever he went, he just played. He just played to the best of his ability, and seeing him come into rap, and and dominate, and people were skeptical because I mean we had NBA players like Jason Kidd and Cedric Sabalas, that tried their hand at rap and they sounded terrible and you know people were skeptical about Shaq, but when he actually came in the game and we hear that he could actually like rhyme decent
Right.
and he had that respect already from a lot of the artists in the game and had them on his albums and once you get that respect from like EPMD and Tribe, it was like okay, so they co-signing him and he's for real and he dropped a couple of decent projects as an athlete and I don't think there's anybody else since him that's dropped anything good. Like I wasn't a fan of Allen Iverson's raps. I wasn't a fan of Kobe's shit. Like I love Kobe as a basketball player, but I wasn't checking for his album. And you know, there's a lot of others that tried to rap. You know what I'm saying? Ronald Test tried his hand at rapping. He was terrible. And I just feel like I still feel like Shaq is still the best. You know, rapping wise on the mic. So I don't like all of his albums. We'll talk about that, but he got some pretty good, decent ones. And I actually have a portrait of him. Well, I have a portrait of like a lot of artists, and he was just that huge at that time that they put him in the portrait. Y'all can see his portrait.
Oh wow.
Where he's at. See him over there and shit.
In the cut.
Yeah, chilling. That's him right there. This portrait I had this portrait since like I was in grade school. It might have been like fourth or fifth grade. I had this joint. So there's a whole bunch of different West Coast artists in this, East Coast artists, R&B artists, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I like different portraits. So that's like the only portrait I got with Shaq. And I had the Blue Chips movie poster. My mom used to work with Paramount at that time, and we got the red carpet world premiere tickets for that movie. That was a good movie. But yeah, like his movies. I mean, I've seen some of his movies, Steel, and I've seen um, Blue Chips, and he's always been a good businessman and entrepreneur outside of sports. And he's definitely one of my favorite NBA players, and one of the best centers all time in my opinion. Right up there with you know not Dr. J. What's his dude name? The dude, Wilt Chamberlain, definitely a great center, and David Robinson, Akeem Olajuwon, Patrick Ewing, Yao Ming for his short time in the NBA, he was great also, and yeah, like I didn't miss too many Laker games when he was playing with Kobe, so and that's crazy to say because I'm a Knicks fan and I love my team and it's just something about Shaq and Kobe. They were just like a great combo together, and Kobe at his position was dominant. Shaq at his position was dominant, and I think if he never left the Lakers, they could have won like a ton more rings, man. Like
I
they
agree.
they would have ran through Golden State. They would have ran through any other team out right now. So salute to Shaq.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very dope story. Shit. To me, I definitely knew about Shaq. Once he was in the Lakers with Kobe and whatnot, and it's like everybody was just talking about how the chemistry was on, off, and on the court, and just the fact of him being like a good businessman, the whole Papa John's, and pretty much he became like a cultural icon himself. If you want to be real with that shit too, so yeah, man, like I said, it's like I knew the Shaq in different avenues and whatnot too. And like when I heard like he had a rap career and shit like that, I immediately just started laughing because it was just like really athletes rapping is never good sign and shit. But then there's some good, there's some cheesy, some bad, but like I said, we'll talk about that really. All right, and just to let everybody know, this is gonna be the only time we're gonna talk about Shaq's album, so we ain't probably gonna do no reviews and shit like that too. So
Right.
yeah, all right, we gonna
Unless you
start
change your
off.
mind, right?
Yeah, unless I change my mind. Then go with the first album, Shaq Diesel. This came out in 1993, October 26th to be exact. This is on Jive Records. Produced by Ali Shaheed Muhammad. You had some Eric Sermon, you had some K Cut. This album to me, it's like one of those albums that's so bad it's good and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just like a lot of weirdness is on this album and shit like that. I feel like he was just trying to do this shit comedically and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? Like certain songs, I just personally, I mean, it's not a bad album. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad album, but you play this album, you can automatically tell it's 1993 and shit like that. That's the best way to put it. A lot of double entendres, on this album. Like, the song Outstanding, talking about my name's in papers, girl caught the vapors, kids look up to me like a skyscraper, now a
Right.
role model, I mean a role figure. Then I ask myself, can I get any bigger and shit? So yeah, man, definitely a very dope album in my opinion. Like I said, not all the songs work and shit. I definitely didn't really care for the boom track in my opinion. I'm not really a big Fu-Schnickens fan. Um, what else? What else? What else? What else? I mean, Let Me In was alright and shit like that. But I mean, this whole album, I'll give it like a 3.5 likes and shit.
I think it's a great album. I think you know, the first single, I Know I Got Skills, it had that West Coast bounce, produced by Def Jeff. That was a great song that MTV Raps played that every day. I'm Outstanding, even a better song with the Gap Band sample. For Outstanding, and Eric Sermon did that, and I love that track. You know, Where You At with Fife Dog, rest in peace to him.
Yes,
A
rest in
great
peace.
track. Shoot Past Slam, produced by Eric. I believe that was a single as well. Enjoyed that. Every track on it, What's Up Doc, a huge single in '92. Um, I was playing that like all summer and I was a huge Fu-Schnickens fan from Ring the Alarm and La Schmoove and a great. This to me is still his best album in my opinion. Like I definitely um need to get this again. It's right up there for me. I'm definitely giving it 4.5 mics. I think then this album went platinum, and I believe it got a Grammy nomination. Like no
Yep,
NBA player other than Shaq has gotten a Grammy nomination for an
exactly.
album. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a certified banger, and he got the right people working with him, and he got that. They had that much respect for him that Eric Sermon did like a lot of tracks on here and Tribe, and once you get that respect from the legends like that, you good, and
Exactly.
it's a banging album. Even like I love that '93 sound. You know what I'm saying? And you know I love it. A great album in my opinion.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. Very solid album indeed. So 1 year later, he came out with Shaq Fu The Return. This came out on Jive, and I feel like this is my favorite album from Shaq.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like with this one, he definitely like one thing about this one was the fact that he made it no secret that he was jumping on different sounds and shit. Like
Right.
like the RZA. I love that song No Hook with Meth and
Fire.
RZA.
Yes.
Fire joint and
Mm-hmm.
shit. North CI with Keith Murray
Mm-hmm.
was very good too. I like that one. The Mike Check one too with Ill Out Scratch. I mean, that was a very good one and stuff. This
Right.
our album just definitely represented a time when how can I put this? It definitely represented a time when lyrics definitely mattered and shit like that. And just the whole fucking culture alone is my opinion. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll give this a 4 mics and shit.
And I played Shaq for the game, for Super NES when I just got the Super NES around that time when the album came out, and you know this album was even just as good as the first one, and again he had Eric Sermon on here, he had Keith Murray on Newark to CR, that was a banger, and the No Hooks video when that video dropped with Method Man with his grills and RZA,
Yes.
that's like a Wu Tang joint featuring Shaq. Like that shit was fire. And like I said, like Wu Tang was hot with their first album at that point. So it's like they had took over the city, and once anything with them that they were doing, any feature, it was crazy. But they did features with Shaq, they did features with Entice, anything they were jumping on, it was fire at that point. So he picked the right single to come out with, and that was a banger. Biological didn't bother. That was a single produced by Warren G. I love that track. We spoke about his pops, and I definitely could relate because I didn't have mine in my life. That was a banger. Um, the Shot Skills joint, so you want to be hardcore, fire. This is definitely another 4.5 mics for me. I think his first two are his best in his whole discography, and yeah, I gotta get this one as well.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely hear what you're saying about that. I'm gonna get some water right quick. I'm gonna jump on. I'm gonna catch up with you when I come back.
All right, cool. All right, we're going to the third album. That's You Can't Stop the Rain, 1996. Another banger, in my opinion. Bring this shit up. Yeah, man, like the joint "You Can't Stop the Rain" with Biggie, Bananas. I love that song. Um, that should have been on. You know, they should have had like an EP together or some shit. Definitely enjoyed that. No Love Lost with Jay Z and Lord Tariq. A lot of big names on here. Mobb Deep is on here. DJ Quick, Bobby Brown, Ralph Tresvant, um, Rakim. Man, it's a star-studded album again. Easy Mo B's doing some tracks. Rodney Jerkins, Trackmasters, crazy, crazy. Straight playing with Peter Guns and Quick. That was a West Coast banger. The remix is on the Steel soundtrack. You got Legal Money with Mobb Deep, another banger. Prodigy killed it. Edge of Night, where they sampled the Phil Collins In the Air Tonight. Love that track. Bobby Brown was still able to sing on this, and this is '96 Bobby Brown when New Edition came back. Um, Definitely a banger. What else? Let's Wait a While, another where they sampled a Janet Jackson track. Let's Wait a While, another banger. Game of Death with Rakim. I remember that joint was being played on the radio. That was fire. Again, another solid album. Like this is a NBA athlete dropping some solid albums. There's no other NBA athlete, in my opinion, dropping the albums that Shaq was dropping at this point. You know what I'm saying? So I'm giving it 4 mics. I think the production was great. Red Spider did some joints. Like I said, Trackmasters is on here. DJ Quick, Easy Mo B, Rodney Jerkins. Solid album.
Yes. Probably his most balanced album to date.
Yeah.
His very best. I mean, Shaq Fu that might be my favorite, but this one is pretty neck to neck.
Mm-hmm.
You can't stop the rain with Biggie. Oh my god.
Crazy. Biggie and Shaq. It's like it don't get and ironically, they're the only two rappers on Michael Jackson's History album.
Yeah, no, I was gonna get to the Michael Jackson
Uh-huh.
part because it's crazy too because they reused Biggie's verse on "You Can't Stop the Rain" for that Michael Jackson song "Unbreakable" from
Right.
"Invincible" and stuff like that too.
I like that song. Invincible is a whole different story. I don't care for that album.
You don't care for the Invincible album?
No, we gonna have to talk about that album because
What?
I revisited that album
Oh
recently. And
my
I'm
god.
like, nah, bro. There's some songs on there that I think if he just let Teddy Riley have produced it, it would have been better. He let Rodney Jerkins produce most of that shit. I ain't care for it.
Like songs like "Cry," I didn't
Mm,
really care for it. Believe it or not, I didn't really care for the "Unbreakable" song and shit like that.
right.
But yeah, we can talk about that one day.
And remember, he have unreleased joints from that album, like the song he did with Ice Cube. That didn't make the album.
Oh, he did something with Ice Cube.
Yes, yes.
Shit.
I sent it to you and BJ.
I don't think I got it.
I gotta send it again. Yeah,
Okay.
he did a song with Ice Cube that was supposed to be on Invincible, and Ice Cube took the verse and he made I think he made We Be Clubbing out of it.
We clubbing?
Yeah, like his verse, one of his verses on We Be Clubbing was on that song with Michael Jackson.
Wow, that's
Yeah, that's
crazy.
crazy. Michael and Ice Cube. That they wasn't ready for that yet.
They
They
weren't
wasn't
ready.
ready. Nah. It's one thing if you have Jay Z do the remix for "You Rock My World" and then Eve do the remix for "Butterflies," but Ice Cube and Michael Jackson, they wasn't ready for that.
Shit, that would have been like, oh shit.
Yeah,
But yeah,
crazy.
very, very, very dope album. I love songs like Mob Deep, the old Mob Deep Legal Money was dope.
Hmm.
No Love Lost for Jay and Lord Tariq.
Right.
You had Game of Death with Rakim, that was dope. Um, I didn't care for the Let's Wait a While joint, in my
You like
opinion.
that?
S- I like that song by Janet.
Hmm.
I feel like that song should not really be sampled or covered or whatever.
Right.
Somebody else sampled that shit. I forgot who,
That's
but
what it was.
yes, it's in a lot of people use that shit. But yeah, man, I'm gonna give this probably 4.5 out of
He,
5.
I like the fact that he took familiar samples. You know,
Yeah,
like the SOS band, Just Be Good to Me, and that was a banger. The Let's Wait a While joint. You know, he took familiar samples and made some hip hop. That's some hip hop party joints. Moonflower.
which one?
The joints I mentioned, like Shaq got some hip hop. He was all about having fun anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, those are some joints that you could bump. You know, as well as You Can't Stop the Rain. You know, Straight Playing. That was a banger too.
Oh yeah, yeah. His whole album was just banger
Yeah,
after banger.
yeah,
Like he was fully like adapting to like a lot of different styles with this album
right.
and whatnot. And yeah, man, very, very, very dope album.
Yep.
Now, like I mentioned before, I wasn't really able to find everything from the Respect album.
Me either. I couldn't find it on YouTube. I could not find it at all.
I heard a couple of tracks,
Uh,
like the way it's going down. I heard.
mm.
I heard.
That was a single, I think.
Yeah.
'Cause I saw him and Peter Guns produced that. I want to say it was on that old Vibe late night show. They did that.
Oh wow.
I saw him performing on a late night show. I want to say it was either Vibe or Jay Leno back then. He had a lot of features on here.
Yeah. That. I only heard like the way it's going down. Make this night to remember, which they could have just kept that. Black Superman. I like Black Superman, but
Hmm.
other than that, yeah, I'm not really gonna rate this down because I only heard like 3 tracks off
Right.
it.
He had a lot of features. Source Money's on here.
Yeah.
Loon from Harlem World is on here. Public Announcement. R. Kelly's group is on here.
I'm like, what the fuck are they doing?
Um, Kobe Bryant, ironically, has a song on here with him and Sonya Blade. Remember Sonya Blade?
Hmm.
Um, who else is on here? It's a lot of people, as well as Peter. Peter Guns has been on all his albums just about, except for the first one. But um, man, like he had a lot of joints on here.
Yeah, I know. Like this whole album was just this album and the unreleased album. There was just too guest heavy and shit.
Right.
Which I heard. I didn't hear the whole unreleased
I didn't
album,
hear that
but
either.
I'm gonna be quite honest with you.
Mm.
It was way too West Coast.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, he was living on the West Coast at that point.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, but with the previous albums,
Mm.
he had like a balance, the East and West Coast sounds.
Right.
But this one, it was like that West Coast hip hop that was trying to be commercial
Mm.
at the same time. Which, yeah, Dre did some beats on it.
Yeah.
Superfly and shit. But at the same time, it was just like, I think originally it was supposed to be called Super Friends,
Uh huh.
and he wanted to bring like all genres together
Right.
and stuff like that too. But I'm trying to find information why this album was shelved.
I was about to ask you, why was this unreleased?
I'm trying to find information about it right now.
It was supposed to drop in '01. Oh, it was supposed to come out on 9/11/01.
Right.
Wow.
Oh.
So they pushed it back to October 9th. I never even knew it was out.
Yeah, because the blueprint came out 9/11.
They said it was completely abandoned and never released. So he has a album that's unreleased right now.
Wow.
That's crazy. 9/11. Wow, I never even know that. He had a lot of West Coast producers. Daz is on this album. Superfly, Dre, Rick Rock, Mr. Porter. Quest Love is on this album. LT
What's love?
Hunting.
Wow.
Crazy. Crazy, crazy. And there was no official single released. Well, it said the Super Friends. The first single was Connected.
Mm.
That was the only single released. I never even heard it.
Yeah, I never heard that either.
It's like 15 joints. He got 112 on here. He got Black Star on here. Angie Stone, Ludacris, Sean Stockman of Boyz II Men. Black Rob is on here.
Yeah,
George
hella
Clinton.
people.
George Clinton, Snoop Dogg. He got another song with Black Thought from the Roots and Joy. That's Big Gibbs, baby mama. Nate Dogg, Dub C, Peter Guns, RL from Next. Jesus Christ. Twista, Trina. A lot of every track has a feature on here. That's crazy.
That's very
They don't
crazy.
even Wikipedia don't even have no information. It just has like one song produced by Dre, one song produced by Questlove. That's it. Very little information on this album. J.O. Felony's on here. Wow, it's crazy.
I wonder what he's doing now.
You got Corn on the album. Shaq and Corn. I wonder what type of song that would have sounded like.
Yeah,
I don't even sound right.
I don't even want to think about that.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
That's
that was
that's when you got that's when you got money. You can afford to hire all of these artists on your album. You know, crazy.
yeah, that's the Shaq breakdown, y'all.
What about the soundtrack? You want to talk about the Steel soundtrack? 'Cause I did hear that.
Well, yeah, you can say your thoughts. I didn't hear the Steel soundtrack, so
I thought it was actually a good soundtrack. For the movie was sucked. The movie was terrible. You know what I'm saying? I watched it. The movie was trash. The soundtrack was good. Mobb Deep was on here with Mob of Steel. That was a banger. I believe that was a single. You had Men of Steel with Shaq and Ice Cube, Be Real, Karis One and Peter Guns. That was a single. That was fire. Black Street is on here with Coming Home to You. That was a nice track produced by Teddy Riley. My favorite song is actually the Spice One track, Mine on My Money. That's the last song on the soundtrack. That was a banger. John B, Anything for Your Love. That was a banger. Tevin Campbell's on here with No More Fighting. He had bangers on here, but I actually love the Spice One song on here. You know, and
right.
the two singles released was a Straight Playing the remix. That's on here, and Men of Steel with that was the first single, but is that I definitely would give it a solid 3.5. Definitely enjoyed the soundtrack. A lot better than the movie.
Yeah, I don't even want to see the movie and shit.
Yeah, you're not missing nothing.
But and that concludes the Shaq breakdown.
Does Reasonable Doubt have an aesthetic to it? Yeah, I mean it's one of the early mafioso rap albums to come out.
Oh yeah, and just
Definitely
the way he was talking about that drug talk too was different.
right, right. Definitely a classic.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna stay on for like another 10, 15. I'm a little tired.
Ray J appeared in the Steel movie. I don't even remember him in there.
Yeah, that was when he was little, right?
Wow, this is before Kim Kardashian.
Right. Ray J. What suit is he wearing for the gallery? Oh, he's talking to Sam. Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. You know, niggas don't do ghost stories. Like,
Right.
niggas don't be doing ghost stories no more and shit.
90s Shaq or 2000? Definitely 2000s when he won his rings. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when he became a legend. Like 90s is when he was dominant as a big man in the league, and 2000s is when he made like his legacy. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like once he got Kobe, it was a wrap. Like they were unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? And early Penny, before Penny had the injuries, they were unstoppable too. But Kobe was on a different level to me than Penny. You know what I'm saying? And that's all he needed. He needed that team around him. Having like Rick Fox on the team and Derek Fisher and Robert Ory. To make the big shots and when it counted and they definitely had a great team back then.
Yeah, man. I'll take teamwork and shit.
Yeah, yeah. You know they were like the '90s Bulls, man. Like they were just unstoppable. You know what I mean? And they like swept a couple teams, and they swept Indiana, they swept New Jersey Nets. You know what I'm saying? Like they were just
Right.
a great combination.
My ear is itching. I don't know what's going on.
You know.
So you said when the Grammys nomination coming out?
I know they said they're announcing it probably November.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Phil Jackson was a great. Well, Phil Jackson was great for them. He was great for them in Chicago. He wasn't a great general manager though. He was better off as a coach. You know, not everybody could play the triangle. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Was everybody in the late '90s wearing shiny suits? Everybody on Bad Boy was. Outside of that, nobody was wearing that shit. You know, if you was a Bad Boy artist, you were wearing some type of shiny suit. It might have been a shiny denim suit or shiny khakis or something. Somebody was wearing something shiny on Bad Boy. Yeah, DMX didn't do that. He was totally against that. You know, if you notice, he didn't do too much shit with Bad Boy.
Not unless it was like Maze or some
Yeah,
shit.
or the well, because he had respect for the Mason, the locks, and.
Was everyone in the late '90s? Oh, you always said that.
That was a
Yeah,
good
it
thing.
got to the point where even like hardcore rap acts like Onyx was trying to
Hmm.
flip with that jiggy
Right,
sound and shit.
right. Michael Jordan before he retired or after? Definitely before.
Before.
Before was Jordan was the league to me. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't stand Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Like because we knew when you play him, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? And he was hungry for those rings. You know what I'm saying? And then when he came back, he was just as hungry to prove people wrong. Like he'd been away for 2 years after his pops got murdered, and he came back, and it was like he never left. Like they totally forgot about 94, 95 when the Rockets won, back to back titles, and they're like the Rockets who 96 came and Jordan came back. It was crazy. You know.
I agree with you.
How would you describe the early 2000s? Early 2000s to me was not all good. It was mostly the South being dominant. There's a lot of one hit wonders. You had to basically shift through the bullshit to find the good hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like a time of like of me. At least for me, I was going away from rap. I started to like listen to more alternative stuff because I didn't feel like the rap was good. At that time, and That's when I started to listen to the Linkin Parks and the Pinks, and when Katy Perry came out and all that, because I just wasn't happy with what I was hearing with rap. Except for like a few artists, Little Brother, and when Sticky Fingers went solo. Of course, when Eminem was doing his thing, but other than that, it wasn't too many artists I was checking for.
Yeah, a lot of them just trying to follow the same trends over
Right.
and over and over again.
Yeah. The mixtapes was the hottest shit. Like the mixtapes is what I was checking for more than the album shit. Like G Unit was doing their thing, and Weezy was doing his thing, and Dipset and State Property, D Block. That's where it was at for the hip hop, the mixtape shit. Hip hop R&B wise, I didn't like a lot of the, like I said, other than the neo soul stuff from Musique Soul Child and Jill Scott, Erica Badu. I wasn't checking for a lot of the R&B. Like I wasn't a fan of Ashanti. I didn't think she could sing. I wasn't a fan of Ciara. You know, or Olivia. All of those girly chicks. I wasn't a fan of none of those they stuff. You know what I'm
Those
saying?
one,
Like,
those one name girly chicks.
yeah, like Keisha Cole was good because she could actually sing, and she had like a lot of good ballads. But I wasn't checking for too many like R&B singers at that point. I wasn't even checking for Chris Brown. I didn't like, but Chris Brown dropped Deuces. I started checking his stuff out. I wasn't a fan of Chris Brown before Deuces.
Yeah, dude, I remember that when that song first came out too.
Right. That was big. That was a big
Hmm.
song. And he dropped that like on a mixtape, and then ended up putting it on the Fame album. You know,
How many beats have that guitar Spanish sound?
too many.
Very many.
Wait, that was like a. That was we talked about that. That was like the Spanish and that Asianish, Oriental sound.
That ding 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 ding
Yeah,
ding.
it was used too much by so many different artists. It was tired. It was a tiring sound.
It's like every time you play that, you just automatically know
Right,
it's 2000
right.
song.
Because of the success of like songs like Fiesta and Where the Party At, it like too many people did that sound.
Yeah, it was
You
that
know,
Timbaland.
yeah,
Timbaland started that shit.
right. The Indian sound also like Timbaland was a
Oh
part of that.
my god.
You had DJ Quick that got sued for using that Indian sample for Truth Hurts song. You know, it was a bad time for R&B.
Yeah, very bad time for R&B. It's like everybody. That was when a lot of singers, labels, laid a lot of labels wanted the singers to like
Right,
work with the rappers more and shit.
right. That's was bad. And I didn't really enjoy R&B again to like the it was artists like Adele that got me into R&B again. And Sam Smith. Who else? Emily Sandy. Those artists like the 2010s. I think it got better when we got away from those generic sounds in R&B. When the Weeknd came out and Frank Ocean, it got better.
Yeah, I definitely hear what you're saying. Where's the party ass to new to yes to
All of
no.
those, all
Also,
of those sounded like,
hell, I would even throw like Tony Braxton Spanish guitar to it into that.
yeah, that one too, that one too. And the Heat was a good album.
Her best album, in my opinion.
You know,
And then every time they have them Spanish ass beat, they always want to be a sex symbol on the track and shit. Like, come on, stop playing. But yeah, you know what, y'all? I'm gonna call it a night because I'm getting a little sleepy out of nowhere and shit. But this was definitely a dope breakdown. Finally glad we talked about Shaq. Like I said, I'm not gonna do no reviews as of now. I don't know. But most likely I'm gonna do a Shaq review because yeah, actually I have other artists I want to get to before Shaq.
right.
But yeah, man. You said the Crow was next Wednesday now,
Yes,
right?
next Wednesday we will be doing another horror review for the month of Halloween. The
Yeah.
Crow, 1995, Brandon Lee's best film in my opinion, hands
Oh yeah.
down. Definitely want to talk about that. That'll be next Wednesday night at what 11 p.m., 10 p.m. What time are
We
you
can do
available
that.
for that?
We can do that 11. That's good.
11 p.m. Okay.
Yeah.
So check that out on my podcast.
Yes, sir.
Also shout out to 80s, 90s, and 2000s vibes. Follow us on Instagram. We got a YouTube channel. Follow the YouTube channel. Follow us on Spotify. I just did a episode on Spotify. We talking about like the best Halloween films all time, the worst Halloween films all time. So look out for that.
Yeah.
That's like a new crew that I'm working with. They're great people. So salute to them.
Yeah. Shout out to them, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. And you said when's that video?
The Crow.
Mm-mm,
Oh,
not
the Spotify. It's on Spotify right now. It's on
okay, man.
Spotify right now. I'll send you the link. It's on Spotify right now. 80s, 90s, and 2000s vibes. Follow us on Spotify. Follow the YouTube channel because there's other dope people in the crew that's dropping content. And follow us on Instagram because we're doing a lot of Instagram lives. So follow us on there, and we just bringing the heat, man.
That's all we gotta do. Bring the fucking heat.
Yes.
Yes. All right. And just a few announcements before I head out and shit. So this Sunday we is gonna be the versus reaction between Kane and Karis One. Um, so that's Sunday night, midnight. It's gonna be Rage Against the Machine Battle of Los Angeles. And then the next day we're gonna talk about Rhapsody's Layla's Wisdom album.
Nice.
Really can always talk about that. What day is the 21st? That's the third. Okay. And Rascast is gonna be on a Thursday.
Dope.
All right. So yeah,
Great,
got a
great,
jam packed week ahead, and
great week. Great week coming up. I love it.
you said what?
I said it's a great week coming up.
Yes, I can't wait. Can't
Yeah,
wait. All right. Thank you so much, Try, for doing
no
this and
doubt.
shit.
All right.
All right. Hope y'all have a good night, and I'll see y'all later.
Peace.
Peace.